Bowing. 3 months since transmigrating into a book, an absolute nobody, Pei Ji. The current Chief Grand Secretary, wielding immense power over the court. The fates of these two should never have crossed. Until last night, still nursing a hangover headache, I groggily opened my eyes, taking in the unfamiliar canopy bed. A wave of dread hit me. This isn't my room. Whose robe is that? Wait a minute. That skirt is mine. Why is my skirt over there? Last night, at the banquet, someone handed me a drink, and then I think I got lost. Miss, you've entered the wrong courtyard. Someone caught me. Their cuffs were embroidered with gold. Pei Ji. It was Pei Ji, the psycho minister who bathed the capital in blood for the female lead. What exactly happened last night? I'm dead. I'm so dead. I'm just a nobody whose name barely appeared in the original book. And I actually broke into the Chief Grand Secretary's room. I peeked at the sleeping demon lord and felt a chill down my neck. If he wakes up, I'll definitely be torn to pieces. Run. I have to run right now. As long as I run fast enough. The original plot can't catch me. With the speed of a 20-year singleton, I threw on my clothes and tiptoed out like a thief. Just as I was about to escape, I stopped, clutching my pounding chest. I am never drinking again. No, if I just leave, with his vindictive nature, he'll definitely hunt me down. But leaving without a word makes me uneasy. As a cannon fodder with a spine, I decided to pay my way out. I scribbled a dashing note and left a huge sum, trying to cut ties for good. But in my panic, I didn't notice my personal jade pendant falling onto the bed. To avoid being seen, I sprinted back to the Grand Preceptor's estate, didn't dare take the front door, and did a leap of faith over the wall. But right as I landed, skipping the main gate to climb the wall home, Su Baoyi, you've got some nerve. Morning, brothers. Morning? The sole precious gem of our estate stays out all night. How do you expect us to have a good morning? My second brother roared and drew his sword. Then, everyone's eyes locked onto the suspicious red marks on my neck. The air instantly froze. Su Baoyi, what are those marks on you? On my way back last night, I ran into a mad dog. Yeah, a very handsome. A very fierce wild dog. It just lunged and bit me. I barely escaped with my life, seeing my second brother's murderous glare. My strong will to live made me blurt out a lie even a dog wouldn't believe. Unexpectedly, my overprotective brother exploded, locked down the city immediately, daring to touch my sister. I'll skin that wild dog alive today and make a rug out of it. I'm doomed. If he finds out that wild dog is Prime Minister Pei Ji, our entire family will probably be executed today. Meanwhile, the notoriously ruthless Prime Minister finally woke up, staring at the 50 taels of silver and my note saying, "Great job. Buy yourself some bird's nest to recover." His blood pressure skyrocketed. 50 taels. I, the Chief Grand Secretary, was treated like a gigolo, and paid 50 taels for the night? The Grand Secretary laughed out of pure rage, smashing a millennium-old sandalwood table to pieces with one strike. Just then, he noticed the white jade pendant engraved with Su lying on the bed. Crap, I completely outed myself. See you never, huh? Guards. What are your orders, Master? The awakened demon lord issued a citywide kill order. Take this pendant and investigate. Lock down all 9 city gates, even if you have to dig 3 feet into the ground. Find this woman named Su. I'd like to see who gave her the nerve to sleep with me and run, completely oblivious. I was sitting at the dining table, trembling as I stared at the gleaming blade in my second brother's hand. This breakfast felt like sheer torture. Just as I was praying for this awful day to end, the butler stumbled in, essentially handing me a death sentence. Eldest Master, Third Master. Something terrible has happened. The commander of the 9 gates just ordered martial law. The Prime Minister's black armor guards are out in full force. Not even a fly is allowed to leave the capital. At the breakfast table, my family eagerly discussed this shocking gossip. Is Pei Ji crazy? Why is the Prime Minister using private troops to lock down the city? Word has it, the Prime Minister was assassinated in his estate last night. The assassin wasn't just highly skilled, but extremely arrogant. They even stole his personal jade pendant before leaving. They even left 50 taels by his bed, claiming it was an overnight fee. The moment he said that, the whole table lost it. Ha ha ha. Baoyi, what's wrong? That assassin is something else. 50 taels to sleep with the Prime Minister? Pei Ji must be so furious he wants to skin them alive. I reflectively touched my waist, and my mind went blank. Where's my pendant? I'm doomed. They're hunting me down across the entire city. I'm full. I don't feel well. I'm going back to my room. Leaving them with that, I fled to my room like a tornado and ransacked it to pack for my escape. No, I can't just wait to die. As a cannon fodder in a sweet romance novel, I slumped on the floor hugging my clothes, frantically reviewing the plot for a way out. My only way out is to leech off the protagonist's plot armor. I quickly changed into a pink cloak, my mind made up. If I befriend the female lead, Shin Banksia, and push Peiji toward her so the plot returns to their romance. Then Peiji won't have time to bother with a small fry like me. To save my life, I jumped out the window, sticking to the walls. I dodged the black armor guards patrolling the streets for me. According to the plot, Shin Banksia will go to the Treasure Pavilion this morning to check accounts, where she'll be bullied by the evil side character, Lin Qingwan. Glancing at the guards inspecting people nearby, I took a deep breath. This is my chance to save the damsel in distress and befriend the heroine. Let's do this. I sprinted straight to the Treasure Pavilion. Inside, a classic catfight had already begun. Oh, who do we have here? It's Boss Shin. The Treasure Pavilion standards keep dropping. Any money-grubbing merchant's adopted daughter can just walk in. Shin Banksia, no matter how well you dress, you can't hide your lowly origins. This evil girl's arrogant speech is the textbook definition of asking for a slap in the face. I want this gold hairpin. Shopkeeper, wrap it up. Peeking through the door, I couldn't help but marvel. Such a familiar cliché. The evil Lin Qingwan. The plot did not lie to me. Just look at that leading lady's aura, not even blinking as the sky falls around her. Miss Lin, I saw this hairpin first. First come, first served. With the two beauties facing off, the tension in the room skyrocketed. First come, first served? In this capital, my rules are the only rules. A lowly merchant like you dares to compete with me? Just as Lin Qingwan hit peak arrogance, I knew it was time for my grand entrance. I kicked the door open, let the girl go, accompanied by flying splinters and everyone's shocked faces. I made a spectacular entrance, strutting like a boss. What kind of wild hen is clucking in the Treasure Pavilion? Calling people lowly. Wasn't your family farming and begging 3 generations ago? I'm buying this hairpin today. Who are you? How dare you disrespect the minister's daughter? Finally, the line I was waiting for. I threw back my hood, ready to slap her face with my status. The minister's estate? I won't hide my name. I am Su Baoying, legitimate daughter of the Grand Preceptor. My shout stunned the entire room. Seeing the evil girl's furious look, I went all out to teach her a lesson. You want to compare fathers with me? You're not worthy. Seeing her stuttering, I went straight for the kill. You what? Are you a barcode? Always scanning and pricing everyone. Every penny Boss Shin earns is clean and well-deserved. Pointing at her expensive outfit, I kept dropping bombs. Your hairpins, your silk clothes, aren't they all bought with the people's hard-earned sweat and blood? Flexing your superiority with citizens' money. I'm embarrassed for you. Now get out. Lin Qingwan had never been humiliated like this. She covered her face and ran out crying. Watching her pathetic exit felt incredibly satisfying. So satisfying. That was better than snagging the last sweet and sour ribs at the cafeteria. You have a sharp tongue, Miss Su, but Lin Qingwan is petty. Offending her for my sake might bring you trouble. Trouble? My current trouble is way bigger than her. I forced a laugh and quickly got back on track, ready to cling to my lifesaver. Sister Shen, I'm not afraid of trouble. I mean, you're so amazing. Can we be friends? I thought it'd take some convincing, but the richest man's daughter was surprisingly straightforward. Sure, since we're friends, consider this ruby hairpin a greeting gift for you. Sister Baoying, shopkeeper, wrap it up. I beamed with joy and happily accepted the gift. Thank you. Sister, hugs. Yes, I've successfully secured the heroine's plot armor. Seeing my enthusiasm, Shin Banksia offered a gentle smile. Why don't we head to Bafang restaurant across the street for some tea and pastries? Yes, please. We moved to the tea house, over delicious pastries and hot tea. I decided to probe her feelings about that psycho demon lord, to see if playing matchmaker would be easy. Sister Shen, did you hear an assassin broke into the Prime Minister's estate last night? The whole city is on lockdown. What kind of person do you think Prime Minister Pei is? Shin Banksia set down her teacup and calmly gave Prime Minister Pei is ruthless and scheming. But his recent policies have really opened up the waterways in Jiangnan. Then, her next words completely shattered my romantic delusions. As long as he doesn't get in the way of me making money, what do I care what kind of person he is? Seeing her face scream, all about the money. No time for love. The pastry in my mouth instantly lost its flavor. Seriously? You're the female lead. Where's your romantic drive? How can you not have any inappropriate thoughts about the male lead? just as I was screaming internally and feeling like the sky was falling. Hurried hoofbeats echoed outside. I peeked out, and my heart nearly stopped. Official Black Armor Guard business. Stand back. A squad of murderous-looking Black Armor Guards roared past. The leading general unrolled a deadly wanted poster. The Prime Minister orders a citywide search for the owner of this Sioux Jade pendant. 1,000 taels for clues. Anyone harboring the suspect will be executed along with their entire family. Staring at the massive poster of my personal jade pendant, I dropped my teacup in terror. Splashing tea all over myself. I'm doomed. Total public humiliation and a death sentence. Sister Bowing, why are you shaking so much? That assassin who paid 50 taels to sleep with the Prime Minister. That wouldn't happen to be you, would it? Hearing her deadly accurate guess, my eyes widened in horror as cold sweat poured down my face. Crap. How does she know? Was I not acting normal enough? Seeing my deepest secret exposed, I instantly dropped to my knees and clung tightly to her sleeve. Sister Shan. My dearest sister, you have to keep this a secret for me. Pulling a long face, I stammered, trying to salvage whatever pitiful dignity I had left. I was really drunk that night, and I left money. I didn't sleep with him for free. Hearing 50 taels and didn't sleep with him for free. The usually elegant richest lady in town finally lost it. 50 taels? Ha ha ha. The all-powerful Prime Minister pay is only worth 50 taels? Sister Bowing, this deal of yours is absolutely mind-blowing. Seeing her laugh so hard she was crying, I just wanted the ground to swallow me whole. Sister, please stop making fun of me. If Pei Ji catches me, executing my entire family wouldn't even be enough for him. Shocked by my boldness, Shinbaxia held my hand and made a solemn promise. Don't worry, you protected me at the Treasure Pavilion today, and I am not ungrateful. In this entire capital. Besides, with the original female lead's guarantee, my anxiety was finally cut in half. For the next few days, to lay low, I faked an illness and hid out in the Grand Preceptor's estate, until 3 days later, when the eldest princess hosted a spring banquet, inviting all the capital's elites. I wanted to keep playing sick to avoid it. Yet, he literally dragged me out of bed. What are you hiding for? Just got bitten by a mad dog. It's not like you can't be seen in public. Go to the banquet. Let's see which blind dog dares to come near you today. Utterly defeated, I was dragged to the banquet by my second brother, wailing internally. Oh, second brother, you can fend off the wild dogs outside, but you can't stop the demon lord inside the banquet. At the banquet, I hid behind Shinbaxia like a frightened quail. Suddenly, the atmosphere turned dead silent. Bowing, you're going to rip my sleeve off. Shoo. The enemy is reaching the battlefield in 5 seconds. Just as I said that, Pei Ji, clad in red and radiating murderous intent, slowly entered. Wherever he passed, the crowd fell completely silent. Such intense bloodlust. He probably hasn't slept well these past few days. He's got dark circles under his eyes. No kidding. Treated like a gigolo for 50 taels. Who could sleep well after that? You can't see me. You can't see me. Go find your female lead. Pei Ji's gaze swept toward us, my heart pounding like a drum. I quickly shoved Shinbaxia forward. Perfect chance. Sister Shin, go. Conquer him with your beauty. I waited eagerly for the classic trope to play out. According to the original plot, this is when Pei Ji gets drawn to Shinbaxia's aloof, unique aura and falls in love at first sight. However, Pei Ji's gaze looked right past Shinbaxia and locked onto me hiding behind her. He stopped, a playful look in his eyes. Huh? Why isn't the plot following the script? Pei Ji took a deep breath, as if sensing something. He narrowed his eyes, a dangerous glint flashing in them. This very unique, slightly sweet scent. It's exactly the same as the scent left on the bed after that woman ran away that night. Feeling his piercing gaze, I couldn't take it anymore. I turned and ran. Run. I scurried through the maze-like rock garden like a headless chicken. Su Baoyi, what are you running for? Panting heavily, I turned a corner and crashed into a solid wall of muscle. I looked up to see Pei Ji's handsome but devilish face looking at me with a half smile. Miss Su. You run quite fast. What are you running from? Is the Grand Preceptor's daughter also accustomed to carrying 50 taels of silver when she goes out? He stepped closer and closer, trapping me against the rockery. 50 taels? What is the Prime Minister talking about? I don't understand. Don't understand? Pei Ji sneered, pulled the jade pendant engraved with Su from his robe, and dangled it in front of my eyes. Its tassel swayed back and forth, just like my fragile lifeline at this moment. Then would Miss Sue care to explain why your personal jade pendant was found on the inner side of my bed? And the note you left saying, "Great job." He deliberately lowered his voice, his warm breath hitting my ear. It scared the living daylights out of me, and my brain went into overdrive spinning lies. I accidentally lost this pendant a few days ago. Some damn thief must have stolen it, and then just happened to sneak into your estate. Yes, that's exactly it. Thank you so much for returning my lost property. Peiji's eyes were as cold as ice, as if he could see right through all my lies. He scoffed, his tone full of mockery. Su Baoying, do you take me for a 3-year-old? Poof. Do I need to help you recall the details of that night, right here? My legs went weak with fear. It's over. I can't keep faking it. The Demon Lord is here to settle the score. My lord. A forced melon is not sweet. A forced hookup. Anyway, it was just an accident. You're a magnanimous man. Surely you can let this slide. Thinking on my feet, I ruthlessly sold out my bestie to save my own skin. When you came over just now, did you see the girl next to me? Her name is Shinbangxia, daughter of Jiangnun's richest man. Not only is she gorgeous, she's incredibly smart and insanely wealthy. She is your perfect match. You two are a match made in heaven. It's destiny. Peiji's gaze grew colder and colder, as if he wanted to skin me alive. You slept with me, left 50 taels of silver, climbed a wall and ran away. And now you want to shove me onto another woman? I'm just setting things right. Sister Shin is really great. If you just look at her for a second. Shut up. Peiji obviously had no interest in my sales pitch, and instead was infuriated by my attitude. Su Baoying, do you think because I'm so used to noble ladies constantly flattering me, you're trying to do the exact opposite? Huh? Poof. You want to play hard to get. Making me completely obsessed with you, is that it? I was so exasperated by his bizarre logic I almost laughed. No, dude, are you missing your brainstem? Who's testing you? I genuinely want to get rid of you. I'm not. I didn't. Enough. The legitimate daughter of the Grand Preceptor indeed has the right to be proud. Your 3 brothers protect you like the apple of their eye. No wonder you dare to mess with me, since you like playing this game of cat and mouse so much. I'll play along, but now that the game has started. When it ends, will be entirely up to me. Go back and tell your second brother that this wild dog will personally visit him for a lesson someday soon. Watching Peiji walk away, flicking his sleeves, I felt utterly hopeless and slumped to the ground. Oh god, this plot is like a wild runaway dog. I can't pull it back at all. Ever since being pinned to the wall by that demon Lord Peiji at the princess's estate, I've had nightmares for 3 straight days. In my dreams, he holds that 50-tael note, smiling wickedly as he threatens to chop me to pieces. Since pitching Shinbangxia didn't work, I have to change strategies, find his triggers and take the initiative. If he thinks I'm playing hard to get, then I'll just be as awful as possible. I spent a fortune buying top-secret intel on Prime Minister Pei. He's an insane germaphobe, changes clothes 3 times a day and washes his hands 8 times. Someone sneezed in front of him, and 3 days later they were exiled to the south to eat sand. Ha 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 ha. I've got it. Since he thinks I'm trying to get his attention, I'll become the most disgusting thing imaginable. I'll make him puke his guts out the moment he sees me. A few days later, at the spring plowing ceremony on the outskirts of the capital, while the noble ladies stood in gorgeous dresses admiring the view, I took a different approach. Sister Baoying, what are you doing? Sister Shin, just watch. Not only was I dressed like a farmer, I was going to do a farmer's work. Not only am I dressed like a farmer, I'm going to do a farmer's work. I jumped straight into the mud pit and rolled around like crazy. In less than an hour, I successfully transformed from a delicate noble daughter into a wild mud monkey dripping with black sludge and reeking of stench. The noble ladies on the bank were completely dumbfounded. Oh my gosh. Is Su Baoying crazy? She stinks. Why does the Grand Preceptor's daughter look like a beggar? What a lost cause. The legitimate daughter of the Grand Preceptor acting so vulgar. It's a complete disgrace. Just then, Peiji arrived, surrounded by a crowd. The Prime Minister has arrived. Prime Minister, you're finally here. Look at Miss Sue, turning this sacred plowing ceremony into such a mess. It's all or nothing now. Covered in stinky mud, holding 2 wriggling loaches high in the air. I eagerly approached the extreme germaphobe. It's now or never. Prime Minister, look at how big the loaches I caught are. I was screaming internally. Hurry and be disgusted by me. Order them to kick me out. However, the angry shout I expected never came. He even ignored the mud that splattered onto his pristine white robe. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. The angry shout never came. All the noble ladies in the capital claim to value agriculture. Yet they only know how to show off and compare luxuries on the banks. Only Su Baoying, the legitimate daughter of the Grand Preceptor, is unafraid of dirt. She personally enters the fields, showing compassion for the farmers and remembering the foundation of our nation. This is the true demeanor of a noble lady, truly a role model for all women. No, I smell terrible. I even have cow dung on me. The fragrant soil nurtures all life. In my eyes, Miss Su is cleaner than anyone else in this world. Baoying, to get my attention. You even thought of ruining your own image. Do you really adore me that much? Seeing his affectionate look, totally directing a romance movie in his own head, I completely broke down. Oh God, I can't live like this anymore. Just destroy me. His words at the plowing ceremony about fragrant soil and being cleaner than anyone echoed in my head like a death curse for 3 days and nights. I was desperate. Pei Ji's thought process couldn't be judged by common sense at all, so I learned from my mistakes and decided to switch tracks for my next stunt. Since playing dirty didn't work, I went to my rich third brother again and spent a fortune on a second piece of top secret intel on Pei Ji. The demon lord despises greedy, extravagant, gold-digging women the most. He once threw a corrupt official's daughter, dripping in jewels, straight into the moat, jewelry and all. Hearing this, my eyes lit up. Wasn't this right up my alley? Playing a gold digger? I know exactly how to do that. When it comes to extreme luxury, who could beat the little sister of the capital's richest man? To fully commit to the gold digger persona, I strapped every piece of solid gold jewelry I could find onto myself. The goal was to look obscenely rich. I'm not exaggerating. My current look is exactly like a giant golden toad spirit.
O ne, glivice. Exomorfin uničuje glivice na nohtih. Lahko se uporablja skupaj.
Aha. Sporting this nouveau riche getup, I swaggered into the Jubao Pavilion and began my over-the-top performance. Shopkeeper, bring out all the most expensive, shiniest, tackiest jewelry in your store. Sister Baoying, are you trying to become a deity of wealth? Just as I was about to reply, out of the corner of my eye, I spotted that red figure behind the screen. Heaven is helping me. The demon lord is actually here. Sister Shen, you don't understand. Being tacky is what life is all about. These pearls are way too small. They aren't fit for my noble status. I want a night luminescent pearl as big as a fist. One I can kick around like a ball. And this one. It's barely acceptable to me. Poetry, literature, elegant sentiments. It's all crap. In this life, I only love money. I only love gold, silver, and jewels. If you don't have money, you don't even deserve to look at me. At that moment, Pei Ji was walking toward me step by step. Yes, be disgusted. Think I'm a tacky, money-grubbing gold digger. Throw me into the moat. He stopped in front of me. I took a deep breath, excitedly bracing myself for a stormy rage. Here it comes. He finally thinks I'm disgusting, carrying so much gold outside. Doesn't your hand get tired? Not only was he not angry, but he also pulled out a stack of property deeds and keys from his sleeve, dominantly placing them in front of me. This is the key to the underground vault of my estate. Inside are East Sea pearls granted by the late Emperor, rubies and sapphires offered by the Western regions, and several man-sized red corals. These are the deeds to the most profitable shops and fertile lands across the 12 provinces of Jiangnan. You are the legitimate daughter of the Grand Preceptor. The world's rarest treasures naturally belong to you. You don't need to pretend to be greedy to test my bottom line. The fact that you're finally willing to ask me for things means I finally have a place in your heart. Help. I can't live like this. Someone come take away this demon lord and his level 10 love brain filter. Ever since realizing Pei Ji's love brain was hopelessly incurable, I had nightmares for 3 days straight. In them, he'd asked me with red eyes how I planned to pay the final balance. Unable to bear the mental torture any longer, I decided to go out for some fresh air and grab some sweets at Bafang restaurant to calm my nerves. Just as I stepped onto the main street, a burst of cheering caught my attention. Victory at the border. The young master of the Marquis of Dingbei's estate returns in triumph. I followed the crowd's gaze and saw a heroic, handsome young man slowly riding over on a white horse. So handsome. This is the innocent second male lead from the book, the young Marquis, Hui Yun-jo. Hui Yun-jo clearly saw me too. His eyes lit up, and he rode straight toward me. Amidst the crowd's shocked gasps, he handed me an exquisite brocade box. Sister Baoying, it's been 3 years. You've grown taller. I curiously opened the box and was instantly blinded by the dazzling ruby inside. Oh. This is. Hui Yun-jo scratched his head shyly, a slight blush on his cheeks. This is the loot I seized from wiping out the Western Region bandits. The reddest and biggest one. I said when I left that once I earned military merit and returned, I'd go to the Grand Preceptor's estate to propose. Sister Baoying, take this ruby and play with it for now. Tomorrow, I'll have my father visit your home with betrothal gifts. The surrounding crowd immediately erupted into murmurs, pointing at us. A token of love given right on the street. Brother. Yun-jo. Baoying, this is just a token of my feelings. Please accept it. Stop joking around. This is way too valuable. Just as I was at a loss for what to do, a voice as cold as ice came from behind me. The young Marquis just returned to the capital. Instead of paying respects to his parents at home, he's publicly flirting with the Grand Preceptor's daughter on the street. Are these the manners of the Marquis of Dingbei's estate? Hui Yun-jo wasn't about to back down. Straightening his back, Prime Minister Pei exaggerates. Baoying and I are childhood sweethearts. Gifting spoils of war to express my admiration is perfectly honorable. How is that flirting? Pei Ji sneered, not even sparing him a glance. Poof. Childhood sweethearts? Perfectly honorable? Pei Ji walked up next to me, extremely possessive as he claimed his territory. The Grand Preceptor's estate has deep ties with me. I'm afraid Miss Sue's marriage isn't for the young Marquis to decide. My heart skipped a beat. I'm doomed. The Demon Lord is jealous. And his jealousy isn't just explosive. It's a weapon of mass destruction. Sure enough, the look he gave me before leaving sent shivers down my spine. My intuition was right. Pei Ji's revenge came faster than a tornado. As soon as I returned home, the butler ran over in a panic. Miss, terrible news. Eldest master, second master, third master. They've all been sent out of the capital by the regent for various reasons. My legs gave out, and I almost collapsed onto the ground. Overnight, my family shield was completely dismantled by that demon Lord Pei Ji. Now I'm just a helpless quail without her brothers, waiting to be snatched up by the Prime Minister to settle my debt. If I can't afford to mess with him, can't I just run? I hastily packed all my valuables and changed into a sleek stealth suit. Escape. Tonight, even if I have to grow wings, I'm flying out of this capital. Under the cover of night, I vaulted out of the estate like an agile cat. A dark and windy night, the perfect time to make a run for it. Running through the empty streets, I plotted my escape route in my head. According to the book, the commander of the North Gate is a greedy, lustful good-for-nothing. As long as I pay him enough, opening the gate just a crack to let me out tonight won't be a problem at all. Once I'm out of the city, I'll head straight for Zhongnan. I'll buy a massive 5-courtyard mansion, and keep a dozen handsome, soft-skinned gigolos. This beautiful retirement life is going to be absolutely amazing. Taking advantage of the dark night, I hauled my heavy bag of gold bars to the North Gate, panting heavily. But when I looked up, I nearly dropped dead. The supposedly busy Demon Lord was sitting right at the gate, waiting to catch his prey. The Grand Preceptor's daughter, instead of sleeping soundly in her chambers at this late hour, is running to the North Gate in a stealth suit. Why? Is the moonlight so beautiful tonight that Miss Sue must leave the city to admire it? Why is he here? Did he plant a GPS tracker on me or something? Good evening, Prime Minister. Haha, what a coincidence. Are you out for a walk too? A walk? I've been sleepwalking lately. Whenever I fall asleep, I just run around. And I like to run while carrying heavy things. Yes, exactly, for exercise. I think you're trying to abandon me and abscond with the funds. Let me tell you. Don't even think about it. Relay my orders. From this moment on, lock down all 9 gates, without a pass personally signed by me. Not even a fly leaves the capital. Tossed over Pei Ji's shoulder like a sack of potatoes, I was hauled all the way back to his estate, and unceremoniously dumped onto an incredibly soft canopy bed. Su Baoying, your family's guards have already been blocked outside the city. Even if the Emperor himself came today, you wouldn't be able to step 1 foot out of this room. My lord, This is illegal imprisonment. My eldest brother is the Minister of Personnel. Stay in this room and reflect on your actions. You can come out when you've figured out how to pay off that 50-tail balance. Watching his resolute figure leave and hearing the door lock with a heavy thud, I lunged forward and desperately pounded on the door frame. Let me out. Pay G. You demon. Can't we just say I don't owe you money anymore? Miss Sue, the Prime Minister was just summoned to the palace by the Emperor for an urgent meeting. He ordered that no one is allowed near this courtyard, so you should just rest. Exhausted from shouting, I collapsed on the bed. The next morning, the door was suddenly pushed open. Miss Sue, here is some fresh soup from the kitchen. Drink a little to soothe your throat. Pei Ji just ordered that no one could come near here. How did this maid get in? I'm not thirsty. Just leave it there. You should really drink it, miss. If it gets cold, it'll be hard for me to report back. Ha ha ha. Su Baoying, how have you been? Did you think hiding in the Prime Minister's estate meant no one could touch you? Lin Qingwan, what is she doing here? Ha ha ha. Surprised, aren't you? My father is the Minister of Rights. After all, bribing a couple of outer courtyard guards is child's play. Did you really think the Prime Minister brought you back because he likes you? Dream on. Oh. Since he wants to torture me, why did you come all this way? To be his enforcer? Is the Minister's daughter moonlighting as a jailer now? Still acting tough at death's door. I'm going to ruin that seductive face of yours today. Nanny Sue, Nanny Lee, get in here. As soon as she spoke, two fierce, muscular older women rushed in from outside, lunging at me like wild beasts. Holy crap. You're actually serious? That crazy woman Lin Qingwan was playing for keeps. Seeing her raise a gold hairpin to stab me, I was terrified out of my wits. Su Baoying. Go to hell, in the nick of time. A loud crash echoed as the door and its frame were kicked into splinters. Pei Ji descended like an angry god, swiftly subduing the attackers in seconds. Chop off the old hag's hands and throw them into the mass grave. As for the minister's daughter, send her to the Supreme Court's high-security prison. Su Baoying, are you crazy? You put a blade to your own neck just to keep them away from you? I didn't want to cut myself. It was all to protect that 50-tail innocence of yours. Watching his handsome face lean closer, I instinctively shrank back, only for him to suddenly sweep me into his arms. My lord, what are you doing? I don't owe you money anymore. Stop yelling. Tonight, we're going to settle every single debt between us, one by one. Su Baoying, you'd rather dress as an old woman and flee. You'd rather hold a blade to your own throat. What exactly have I done to make you think I'm worse than death? I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of myself. Before coming here, I lived in another world. In that world, I had a best friend. We rented a place together, worked overtime together, and ate instant noodles together at 3 a.m. I treated her like my own sister. I told her my secrets, introduced her to the guy I liked, and gave her my spare key. And then, she used that spare key to empty out my apartment. She used my savings to buy the dress I couldn't afford, and using my trust, she stole the man I planned to spend the rest of my life with. In that world, I had everything taken from me by my best friend. When I came here, Banksia was the first person to treat me well. She's the female lead of this world, and you belong to her. I know what it tastes like to be stripped of everything. If I become that kind of person, how am I any different from the one who ruined me? You're so silly. I don't care how the original book was written. I don't care who the female lead is. All I know is that from beginning to end, there's only you. He hugged me tightly, as if wanting to meld me into his very bones and blood. Today, by this lotus pond, with heaven and earth as witnesses, with the stars and moon as witnesses. Su Baoying, I just want one word from you. Are you willing to be my lawful wife? Ha ha ha. I smiled through my tears. He's right. To hell with the original plot. To hell with the male and female leads. From this moment on, I, Su Baoying, am the one and only female lead of my own life, on my wedding day.